Hey, shalom, shalom, mishpocha. Welcome to another edition of the Haftarah Hashings. This is Haftarah Hashings installment number 41, and it's entitled Pinchas or Phinehas, and it's taken from 1 Kings chapter 18, verses 46, all the way to 19, chapter 21. Now, our Torah portion, Haftarah portion, mainly deals with zealousness, mainly deals with doing what is right, doing what is just, and defending God's honor. Many of you may remember Jeff Foxworthy, the redneck comedian, who said that you might be a redneck if you have to climb a water tower with a can of spray paint to defend your sister's honor. And when I read this Haftarah portion, I often think of that joke, and I often think about sometimes how people love their mama so much that you don't say anything about anybody's mama unless you want a knuckle sandwich. And because when somebody says something about your mother and it's off color or nasty, you feel that you have to defend your honor. Nobody talks about my mama that way. Bam! And this is kind of like Eliyahu and Pinchas. Pinchas, there was a Nasi, a prince, a tribal leader in Israel of Shimon, and he took a pagan woman, and in front of Moses and all the elders with their jaws hanging down to the ground, he just blatantly walked right in front of them, went into his tent, and got busy with this woman. And Pinchas is like, what's everybody standing around for? I'm the high priest here, and none of this is going to go around on my watch. He took a spear, a javelin, went into the tent, and shish kebabbed him, just ran him through and killed him. And he received a lot of criticism from Israel for this. Hey, you killed a prince of Israel. You killed the tribal leader of Shimon. How dare you? Let's stone this guy. And God interceded, and he said, no, he defended my honor. He did what was right. Nobody else would do anything, and he's the one who had the backbone and had the guts to do something. His name is going to be remembered. I'm going to give him peace, and I'm going to reward him for his zealousness. And similar to Elijah, he was constantly headbutting the prophets of Baal, the prophets of Baal, and at one point he had the opportunity to slay them with the sword, and nonetheless he made a lot of people angry at him. But yet he too was defending the honor of God, and that's how the Haftarah portion links into the Torah portion, is because Eliyahu was defending God's honor, was defending God's name, was not going to let God be slighted or be defamed by these blasphemous and hedonistic prophets of Baal, which seemed to be running rampant like a disease in Israel. Everybody was running to Baal because he was the local deity and the local god of that area. And supposedly back then they believed that gods they were polytheistic, and they believed that gods had control of certain regions, and Baal was the master of that particular region. And whereas Yahweh, the God of Israel, he's Lord and Master over all. And that's what Eliyahu was bringing across. He's like, look, you prophets of Baal can't get away with this. And so Eliyahu too was defending God's honor and was rewarded so that his prophetic tradition would continue through his disciples, through his Talmudim. And we can find that in 1 Kings chapter 19, verses 18 through 9. Now, I'm not saying going out and take a sword and go kill pagans and witches and Christians and Muslims or what have you. I'm not saying that at all. I'm just saying that when God's name is being dishonored and being defamed, that the scriptures tell us that we need to be ready to give answer to the hope that we have within us, and we need to be ready to stand up for God and to stand up for what's right, and just not let these things go on, especially within the religious community. Not necessarily going out in the world, but we see that Pinchas and Eliyahu were handling these situations within their own religious environment. You had the prophets of Baal infiltrating in and coming in to Israel and coming into the faith of the nation of Israel. And we see that Shimon was bringing this pagan woman in, and they believe, scholars believe, that this act of Shimon taking this woman into his tent was actually a pagan sexual religion, because they were temple prostitutes back in those days. So it had religious connections. So I'm just not saying go out in the world and wage war and have a sword, because Yeshua said those who live by the sword will die by the sword. But verbally and in religious communities, when God's name is being slighted within Christianity or Messianic Judaism, Nazari Judaism, when His deity is being questioned, when Rav Shaul in his writings are being challenged that he was not Torah observant, that he was promoting a pagan Christianity, that we need to defend the honor of God. We need to defend His name and defend His prophets and His apostles. And we need to give a right answer for the hope that we have within us. So it's just knowing your stuff, doing your homework and knowing your stuff. And I'm not saying going out with guns blazing like Rambo, but unless you have to, but in a loving, calm, and civilized manner, just say, look, this is what you believe, and this is the argument you're laying out, but here are the facts. It just doesn't line up. I'm sorry, refuse to get into headbutting arguments, because Rav Shaul told Timothy not to involve yourself with stupid arguments. If people are going to start raising their voice and get all loud and hot and under the collar and start pointing and getting in your face, it's not worth it. Don't stoop to their level. You stay level-headed and you stay calm and you say, look, these are the facts. This is the way it is. And don't go out trying to convince them otherwise, because you just present the facts and let the Holy Spirit do the rest. You're not responsible for what they believe or how they believe or what have you. So just present the facts, let the Holy Spirit do His work, and walk away. Just don't let God's name be slighted on your watch, so to speak. And you can't change people's minds, because you can't be the Holy Spirit for somebody, and somebody's going to believe what they believe no matter what people tell them. But yet, when you present the facts, they have no more excuse. When they stand before God, they are without excuse. Keep a level head, be calm, and just present the facts, and present them in a civilized and loving, yet straightforward, tough love type manner. There's no sense in getting arguments or a yelling match, because that doesn't do any good. That accomplishes nothing. So hopefully you enjoyed this Haftarah portion. Tune in again next time. We'll see you later. Shalom and Shavua Tov. Bye-bye, folks.